It has been a very corrupt country. I think the people are great, but it's been very corrupt. And I said, if you find any corruption in the country, you should report it immediately to the Attorney General.
That's not what he said.
I did say that. And it was a very good thing to say. It turned out I was 100% right in saying it. So they made up a phone call, but fortunately, the phone was essentially taped. The call was essentially taped. I didn't know this, but a lot of times when you're talking foreign leaders, they have tapes. Or they have stenographers.
You're the president.
And we had two professional, really great military stenographers. So every word. So when they said I did these things, I said, no, I didn't.
He's talking about the thing he got impeached for when he had a quid pro quo where he said he was going to condition aid to Ukraine behind them like engaging in a criminal investigation. Was it the Biden or Hillary campaign? That was Hillary, right? Time is blending together for me.
Every word was
to give. Giving him dirt on Joe Biden, basically. Like
impeachment.
He unlawfully threatened to withhold aid that was already guaranteed via the congressional budget, which had already been signed. Something that he doesn't have the authority to do, on the condition that Zelensky and his government help give them dirt on Joe Biden, probably via like Hunter Biden or accusations of corruption via a previous thing. It's a whole thing. It was highly illegal. In a just world, he would have been impeached for it.
Wait a minute. I've just read the phone call. That phone call was...
He's still on the phone call.
He was the first one to speak up. Tim Scott of South Carolina. Then Republican senators spoke up. And they were great. I mean, you know, there was great... of course, the only one was Mitt Romney, you know, real stiff. And he couldn't get elected dog catcher right now. But although... And he actually voted. He actually only took a half a vote away. But everybody else voted for me, 100% unanimous with the Republicans. And it was fine. But what they did was they made up a call, and then when they found out that I had it essentially on tape, they looked really bad, and they had a decision
Adin has no idea what's going on right now.
And she said, no, we shouldn't be doing this, but let's go ahead with it anyway. I did nothing wrong. So you have to be careful. So let me just say about him. So when they called him and they asked him, did President Trump say anything that was inappropriate or wrong? He said, absolutely not. It was a very nice phone call. There was nothing unusual about it at all. And he could have grandstanded. He could have said, well, you know. And he didn't say that. So I respect him. I think that I will be able to make a deal
potentially committing an FEC violation. Oh, he offered Trump a Rolex watch worth well over $3,300 max cap for. That's really funny. Remember when Adin Ross got Andrew Tate in trouble because Adin Ross leaked that Andrew Tate intended on leaving the country when the conditions of his release from jail prevented him from doing so? Adin is so funny.
We had no chance of starting. You know, I knew Putin
Adin's
well.
like a sleeper agent for the far left, man. He's gonna like
Ukraine was the apple
getting Andrew Tate down. You know, denigrating Andrew Tate's reputation by adjacency.
He wouldn't. He would not.
FEC violation for Trump.
Do it. He would have never done it if I was president. And now when you look at all of the death and all of the destruction, even of their culture, because those cities are wiped to the ground, you know, most of the cities.
Why would Trump even do this? Because the Trump campaign is desperate. This is a really bad move, largely because, again, Adin Ross's fan base is almost entirely children or people who are voting for the right wing anyway. If you're of legal voting age and you're watching Adin Ross, I assume that you have an IQ sort of commensurate of a Republican vote, is what I'm going to say. You know, I don't think there are many Kamala Harris voters in their early 20s or mid 20s who are watching Adin Ross. I just don't think that's very likely. But this is the kind of like fan base that Trump has these days, I guess.
We wouldn't have had that horrible embarrassment of Afghanistan where we gave them $85 billion worth of equipment and we lost 13 soldiers, many injured, many bad. You know, nobody talks about the ones that don't have arms and legs and their faces wiped out. Adin should sniff Trump's chair
when Trump gets up.
None of that would have happened, and inflation wouldn't have happened.
I think that would be
because inflation
content.
Was all started by their stupid energy policy.
Yeah.
These people are incompetent, and I tell you what, I worry about the next 5 months, even after the election. You know, they're there for 2 months after the election. I worry that bad things can happen in 5 months because these people that are there and they're running our country are grossly incompetent.
Gotcha. I wanted to touch base real quick on the inflation thing. So, you know I saw you when you went to go speak in Nashville.
Yeah.
So, you talked about crypto. You said that crypto can help with that. You know, you mentioned that's somewhat like gold. Do you think that, you know, when you get back in office, you would still fully support crypto? And, you know, I just saw that the U.S. government, ever since you spoke about it, they're selling crypto. They're selling it. So would you?
I think this is too young, though.
What would you do if you were in
I think
office
that
with
Adin
crypto?
Ross's
It's
fan
something
base
they
is
shouldn't be doing
legitimately
because
like
they should be trying to build it.
they can't
so
vote.
if we don't do it, China's doing it, other places are doing it, and they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And
China's
it's a
heavily
very
investing in crypto.
modern currency. It's a very modern form. And I know a lot of very good people that are really into that world and into that market. They're smart, they're good people, and they think it's going to be very beneficial. And remember this, though, it's very important. It's like AI. Do you love it? Do you not like it? If we don't do it, China's going to do it, or other people are going to do it.
Yeah.
And we can't be left behind. And crypto is right in that sphere. And it is a form of currency. And again, China's already doing it. But if we don't do it, they're going to do it. AI is something that's really at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And there are pros and cons to everything. But China is trying to do everything.
Make fun of him, but this is legitimately the intellectual level your average Silicon Valley VC is at right now. AI is big. It's going to be huge. Crypto, it's big. And if we're not doing it, they're going to do it for... That is like legitimately at the highest level of the financial world. This is like what the top dogs are talking like.
Crazy.
It's, you know, one thing about AI that's interesting.
It is funny that they're talking about this like as NVIDIA stuff, as like the NVIDIA executive teams are all committing seppuku in their offices. You know, it is funny to go on about like the future of AI.
Yeah. It says like fake intelligence, right? But regardless, so you need massive amounts of electricity to be able to compete. Did you know that? Electricity.
Yeah.
And if you don't build twice the amount of electricity that the country currently has, now think of that number.
What?
You need more electricity than the country has for.
The official position of the Republican presidential nominee is that we have to massively increase our fossil fuel use just so we can use the electricity on crypto mining and AI. That's like actually, can you imagine a death cult this dumb in a fantasy world? If you were constructing a faction like this in, I don't know, Fallout or whatever, it would be, people would kind of make fun of you. Even like in a satirical game like Fallout, it's like, oh, they want to pollute and destroy everything to make like fake videos of celebrities getting railed or something like, and they'll end the world for that, you know? Actually, I guess it really is right up Fallout's alley.
Same thing with trucks. They want trucks to go electric. They'd have to make 6 stops to get to Los Angeles. With diesel, they don't have to make any stops, and they have left over. And the truck gets lighter as you go. You know, one of the problems with that is the weight. The weight of the batteries is so heavy. It's 2.5 times heavier.
I'm so sorry, but he's actually right. Electric truck infrastructure is pretty dumb in a lot of ways, or at least it would require so much investment over so much time that it's not really like, it's so far down from the immediate priority, you know? The batteries that you would need on trucks to move them and get from place to place would either require like charging depots everywhere, like thousands and thousands of them established all over the country, and it would like reduce the amount the truck could carry because the battery would be so big. It's a whole thing.
6 times for 4 hours a stop. And you talk about a supply chain.
An 18-wheeler overturns on the freeway and the lithium-ion battery goes. The resulting explosion could be heard from 40 miles away. It's basically like someone dropped a fat boy in the middle of the interstate, you know?
I think it's essentially never going to work.
Look at hydrogen for trucking, Vosh. It's not electric. Oh, my apologies. Not like a fat boy, like a Tsar Bomba in the middle of the interstate.
Kind of a thing where you can drive for 2 days without stopping.
Hydrogen trucking.
It's just not going to happen that way. And I said, what do they say when you go in and explain this? They don't care. They say, we don't care. We want you to go electric. And one gentleman, the biggest guy in the business, he said to me,
remember, man, the only, like, if you listen to Republicans talk about their solutions to America's real actual problems, like economic infrastructural, it always comes back to exactly 2 things, which is we need brown people out of the country and we need to give more money to fossil fuel companies. That's literally it. They don't have any economic prescriptions outside of that. Literally, that is it. It's all immigration or fossil fuel companies, all of whom donate massively to Republican PACs, need more money. That's it. That's all they believe in.
That's our mandate. You have to go all electric. These people are going to destroy
lowering
our country.
taxes,
We can't let them do it.
And deregulation.
Horrible.
Yes.
Mr. President, I know you're very busy. It's already 2:15. how much time would you say we have? Because I do want to give you this last gift.
Well, let's go do the last
FEC
one.
violation
Let's go
number
do
2.
it.
Let's
Let's go do
go.
it.